What's up guys, Nolan here, and today we had a huge new Tarkov TV live stream with Nikita and the devs from BSG where they showed a bunch of new stuff coming to Escape from Tarkov in patch 12.8, which was confirmed once again to not be a wipe. And while we're on the subject, we do not know when the next wipe will be. All we know is that it will not be 12.8. If you are watching and haven't noticed any drops, it's because this time Nikita had a specific button where he would press it and give everyone drops. If you weren't there when he pushed that button, then you shouldn't have gotten any drops. Also, they were not found in raid drops, and it does seem like it is the exact same loot pool as the last time we had drops. Nikita mentioned that 12.8 is still not done yet. However, they will publish the patch notes for it next week, and we may see it next week as well. He mentioned not everything was shown today because he wanted to keep some surprises, including weapons, and that the patch notes next week would say more. He also mentioned that the next live stream will be after 12.8 has released, and that during that live stream they will have guests on to discuss the future of the game as well as its direction. For general updates, the team is still working remotely, and although they were doing very well at first, the progress is starting to take a hit from the lack of being in the office environment. And with the current state of the world, it looks like they may be in this situation for at least several more months. Other than that, it is the same old stuff with how they're still working on fixes and fighting hackers. And in terms of the war against cheaters, Nikita mentioned that they have banned over 100,000 cheaters so far this year, and they're not done yet. During the live stream, people noticed that the arena was a location on their dev version of the game, but Nikita assured people it's just there for weapon testing purposes. It will not be coming to the public version of the game just yet. On that subject of maps, however, 95% of the art department is still working on Streets of Tarkov, and unfortunately Nikita confirmed that it will most likely not be ready for this year. He went on to explain again that Streets will be a massive and extremely well detailed location where just a portion of that map is just as good as entire other maps from the game. He also said that they will be making another video about it, but this time much longer, and call it the trailer for the map. And that trailer should be coming out sometime soon. Now, the mentioning of Streets of Tarkov was also not a reference to patch 13, however, or the things that should be coming with patch 13, like the vest system or the story quests, which we'll get into that in a second. But there is a ton to talk about here, and we're going to go in order based off patches. So first up, for patch 12.8, there will be significant netcode updates where they are going to let us test it first, then take a look at the issues that we have been coming up with recently with the hit registration, in case these fixes fix that as well. Nikita mentioned again that 12.8 will be packed with fixes and quality of life improvements, such as a sorting mechanic now for every type of inventory from backpacks to stashes. There will also be a UI update as well, including the medical UI, which will pop up at the top left of your screen, showing a color of a limb based on how damaged that limb is. There will be a new high quality color option for graphics, which should improve your frames, and that is turned on by default, which I don't understand why you would want to turn that off, but that's a thing. There will be a new 1911 that's loot only, and will have a threaded barrel, but the suppressor isn't in yet. The RFB is confirmed for 12.8 as well. It is a 2x4 slotted weapon in its stock capacity, and during the live stream, Nikita called this the wrong caliber. It is absolutely 7.62x51, guys, aka 308. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Nikita just tripped over his words a little bit. It will be 308. We'll be getting a few new helmets, including a new quote-unquote better Alton, as well as new head and face wear like berets and glasses. We'll be getting new backpacks and some rigs as well. Both Bear and USEC will be getting 2 new clothing each for top and bottom. We're getting a new level 5 armor vest, new attachments from muzzle devices, foregrips, pistol grips, handguards, and optics. There will also be a new Bear voice as well, which is not the broken English Bear voice yet, where we don't have any word on that yet. The compass was shown off, and it is confirmed that shoreline is south. So there is some major changes coming to the map soon, as well as the naming of some of the exits and whatnot around Tarkov. The compass cannot be looted and will have a special slot so that you will only need to buy it once. You will need to hit a hotkey to bring it out, and you can't shoot your weapon while you use it, but it will show you the degree of the direction that you're looking at the bottom right corner of the screen. Get ready for squad gameplay to get its biggest ever improvement with this one. In that same conversation, Nikita confirmed that GPS systems will also be coming to the game in the future and will use the same slot as the compass, but again, that GPS is not with 12.8, it is in the future. There will also be a wrist compass coming eventually as well. BSG have also added the quick drop function for backpacks. You will hit a hotkey and immediately drop your backpack on the ground, no questions asked, making it easy to shed weight very quickly. There will be 2 new hideout skills coming with 12.8, but Nikita didn't give specifics on those. The new heavy bleed medical system is coming with 12.8, where it wasn't super clear what signifies a heavy bleed. We did see some new icons up there, but we'll need to check this out on patch day because it's important to use the right kind of treatment for it. This would include a new hemostatic syringe and a type of tourniquet which they called a bandage, but I think that's an error. It's literally kind of like a belt that you cinch down around a limb, i.e. a tourniquet. So you will need to treat these heavy bleeds correctly but also quickly, because not only will you bleed out quicker and possibly die, but you will also now leave a trail of blood wherever you go. Yep, you can now track down your wounded prey when you give them a heavy bleed, because they will leave a visible trail of blood behind them. Now that was everything confirmed for 12.8 so far, but Nikita went on further to speak about some things that will be coming in between 12.8 and 12.9. I'm going to be calling these 12.8.x patches. So in these 12.8.x patches, we will be getting the stim pouch, which will be a 1x1 that opens out to a bigger inventory for just stims. There will be a new animation optimization package coming to help with frames and overall quality for animations. The woods expansion should be coming before 12.9, but might end up being with 12.9. This will end up doubling the size of woods with new exits, new landmarks, new Sturman spawns, and more. In one of these patches, BSG will open up the ETS, aka EFT private testing servers, where first they will need help testing the Unity 19 build of the game, in turn confirming that it will not be coming with 12.8. You will need to apply to get access to these servers, and there will be more info on that later, according to Nikita. Along with this, Nikita mentioned that there will be a lot more surveys going out as they want more feedback from the community on the progress of the fixes and the game in general. Now for 12.9 specifically, Nikita mentioned that there will be many things that didn't end up making it into 12.8 that will pop up in 12.9. One of those things will be weapon malfunctions. I just did a video on this a few days ago, so if you want to learn more, check that video out linked below. Nikita mentioned advanced weapon malfunctions and heat will be coming with 12.9, and they even want to push for the vest customizations as well. He said this may not end up making it into 12.9, but they will try to get the customizable rig system in for 12.9. He didn't specifically mention the hitbox change, but I think it's worth keeping those two linked together until he says otherwise, as they have always been linked in the past. I also have a video up on this change that will be utterly massive and transform equipment and combat in this game as we know it. We were originally told that this would be coming with patch 13, but it looks like we may get it sooner than we thought. At the end of the stream, Nikita answered a few questions from content creators that I was able to take part in, with mine specifically about what percentage of completion he sees the project at right now, and he answered that he thinks that EFT is around 65% complete, backing up my thoughts on what's to come exactly. We are far from the final product here, guys, and we need to keep that in mind. Now, for the other questions, Nikita went on to say that Raid Episode 5 is in production right now. The entire lore of Escape from Tarkov will come with the lore quests, and they want those in as soon as possible, but likely patch 13. He mentioned that the hideout will play a major part in the lore, and they need to finish that up a bit more, then included the part about the new rooms eventually and the skills coming with 12.8. Nikita mentioned that they are pretty much done with the private server infrastructure for competitions. The next competition we will see will be on the live servers, however the one after that will be on private servers. Nikita again confirmed that vaulting will be coming to the game eventually. Someone asked a pretty weird question that Nikita actually has thought about before, where he said he's thinking about making almost anything into a melee weapon, aka you could bring in a screwdriver or even a GPU and take it out in raid and hit somebody with it. It's not planned, but he was joking around about wanting it in the game, and I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that for the lulz. Stripper clips were confirmed again for the SKS and any other weapons that accepts stripper clips. Nikita then said that they will not remove the flea market, and then immediately backtracked and said that they would want to test it on the private servers. He said they aren't opposed to changing absolutely anything as long as it is properly tested and shown to improve the game, which is absolutely all that I'm asking for when I made those videos. Let's just test these things. He confirmed again that there will be a PvE mode where you can play with your friends, similar to offline mode, but just with your friends, where there will be no progression, and that it is coming SoonTM. They want to add the new Kalashnikov shotgun to the game. They want to add special handmade ammo for sniper rifles that will be better than usual ammo, but will require a skill and special crafting in the hideout to get them. Now, last but most certainly not least from these content creator questions, Nikita confirmed that yes, not only is the SCAR coming to the game, which we kind of already knew, new, BSG wants to put the SCAR in for patch 12.9. Soon after he said this, one of the devs actually brought out a SCAR H airsoft gun that had the GL40 attached to it, and it got a lot of people in the chat scared. Again, guys, grenade launchers are not going anywhere. They are going to be nerfing the 40mm rounds in 12.8, like I mentioned, but they are not going to remove the grenade launchers. In fact, they will be adding more and making them easier to use by allowing them to be under barrel again, just like the alpha days. So be prepared for that. That was everything from today's Tarkov TV live stream with Nikita and the boys from the BSG offices. If you want to learn more about anything I've discussed here today, chances are I've already made a video talking about that, and you can find those in my playlists here if you're interested. If you guys like this video, then you know the drill. I really appreciate the people who do. Otherwise, I hope you at least learned something, and I also hope you have a nice day. See you guys.